This is Troy Vermillion. You're listening to Mission Driven, where we blow up the artificial boundaries between faith, family, and purpose to create a life of explosive impact. You know that moment when your phone, laptop, and tablet all start sending you notifications at once, your kid needs help with homework, and your spouse is asking about dinner plans. Meanwhile, your Bible's collecting dust on the nightstand, and that gnawing feeling in your gut is screaming, "Something's gotta give." Well, family, today we're diving into the nuclear fusion of faith, family, and career. We're going to unpack how these aren't competing forces in your life. They're actually rocket fuel for your purpose. And if you're feeling like you're constantly choosing between being a good Christian, a present parent, or a successful professional, stick around, because that's not God's design for your life. And I'm about to show you why. Let's go. You know, I was sitting in my office last week, staring at 4 different pictures on my desk. One of my wife and I on a beach in Maui, one of my kid, who is no longer a kid, a silly picture of me on my first day in my new corner office as the new director of sales, and one from a recent baptism I was blessed to do. And it hit me like a spiritual 2x4. We've been sold a massive lie. The lie that says these different parts of our lives need to be in separate boxes. And that leads me to a story that might sound familiar. A few years ago, I was that guy, the one running with my pants on fire from a business meeting to a kid's football game, checking emails during family dinner, and trying to squeeze in a quick devotional before the nonstop Zoom meeting began. I was compartmentalizing my life like one of those TV dinners from the 70s, everything in its own little section, never touching. But here's the thing. I don't believe that God designed us to live in compartments. In Genesis 1:28, God gives humans dominion over the earth and commands them to be fruitful and multiply. Notice he didn't say, "Hey Adam, here's your work-life balance sheet. Make sure you keep everything separate." Nope, not even close. Let's drop some truth bombs here. Studies show that 94% of professionals want to use their talents to benefit others, but only 1 in 3 feels like they're living their purpose. Meanwhile, research from the Barna Group reveals that 75% of Christians say their faith is the most important part of their life, yet only 35% actively integrate their faith into their daily work. Here's where it gets interesting. Companies with a strong sense of purpose and values outperform their competitors by 42%. And get this, families who regularly share meals together have children who are 40% more likely to get better grades and 35% less likely to engage in risky behaviors. But wait, there's more. Sorry, I sound like an infomercial, but this is good stuff. When we integrate our faith into our work and family life, something extraordinary happens. A study by the Harvard Business Review found that employees who can bring their whole selves to work, including their faith, are 16% more productive and 83% more likely to stay with their organization. Remember Proverbs 3:6? In all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your paths. Notice it doesn't say in some of your ways or just on Sundays. Let me share a personal revelation. Recently, I was facing a major business decision that would impact my family commitments. Instead of seeing it as a faith versus family versus career choice, I brought it all together in prayer. I asked myself, how can this decision glorify God, serve my family, and fulfill my professional calling? The answer was surprising. By reframing the decision through an integrated lens, I found a solution that actually strengthened all 3 areas. The business move opened up opportunities for ministry, created more quality time with my family, and resulted in better professional outcomes. Here's the practical application. Let's call it your whole self integration framework. First, start your day with what we can call a purpose prayer. Instead of separate prayer lists for work, family, and personal life, bring it all together. Lord, show me how to be your ambassador in my board meeting and at my son's event today. Second, look for what I call holy overlap moments. When your kid asks about your day, that's not an interruption. It's an opportunity to teach them about integrity, excellence, and serving others through your work. Third, practice what I call sacred productivity. This means seeing your work through God's eyes. Every email, every meeting, every deadline is an opportunity to demonstrate Christ-like leadership and values. You know what's funny? When I started implementing this integrated approach, my stress levels dropped by about 60%. Yes, I actually measured it. My family relationships improved, and plot twist, my career took off in unexpected ways. Colossians 3:23 tells us, whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters. Notice it doesn't say except during quarterly reports, or unless your kids have a soccer game. The evidence is clear. When we align our faith, family, and career, we're not just more successful, but also more fulfilled. A recent study showed that people who integrate their spiritual beliefs into their work life report 47% higher job satisfaction and 65% higher levels of personal well-being. Here's your challenge for this week. Stop seeing your life as a pie that needs to be divided and start seeing it as a cake that needs to be layered. Each layer, faith, family, career, adds flavor and structure to the whole. Take out your phone right now. Yes, right now. Create a note called Holy Integration Moments. Start documenting when you see God working across all areas of your life. Trust me, once you start looking for these connections, you'll see them everywhere. Remember, you're not called to balance your life, you're called to integrate it. Your faith isn't just for Sundays, your family isn't just for evenings, and your career isn't just for weekdays. They're all part of God's master plan for your purpose. This is Troy Vermillion, reminding you that your mission isn't compartmentalized. It's integrated. And that's exactly how God designed it to be. Next week, we'll be diving into another explosive topic that's going to reshape how you think about purpose and impact. Until then, keep integrating, keep growing, and keep living mission-driven.